and welcome to my channel. Today I am going to head over to Route 66, which is central in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I am currently at Monte Vista, trying to find a place to park actually, so that I can show you a very interesting historic building. Alright, this is not going to be easy. That's a do not enter. I was not aware that that was a do not enter. My family has some history with this building. It's very unique. It's a old Valentine diner, and they were very popular in the 30s, 40s, 50s. They were actually built until I believe the 70s. And a lot of them still stand today. The concept for these prefabricated diners, the reason why they're called Valentine's diners, is because a man named Arthur Valentine created the concept. And they were prefabricated in Kansas, I believe, and then on flatbeds were delivered to, wherever they were ordered from. And they were very popular because that was a time in the United States where a lot of main thoroughfares were being built, like Route 66. And a lot of them still exist today. And the one here that I am going to show you very shortly was actually turned into a police substation. So I'm going to leave that right here for a few minutes while I walk, since I couldn't get a close parking spot. Will be back with you in just a second. This little park here is called Triangle Park. And there is a good shot of the Albuquerque Police substation, which I don't actually think is being used right at this point. But this is a well-maintained Valentine's diner. It was originally, when it was built, called the Little House Cafe, and my family actually ate here probably half a dozen times when I was a kid. I just find that history so fascinating. Give you a side view. And then this is that direction of this little park. This used to be a very popular little diner all the way up until it was sold in the early 90s, and then the family donated the building to the Albuquerque Museum. Alright, I'm going to head to my next destination and share a couple more historic buildings on Route 66. This is the original Bell Telephone Building in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It was built in 1906 and is now the Albuquerque Telephone Museum. My family actually has history with this building. My mother's cousin worked here in 1952 and 1953 before Bell Telephone expanded into another building on 2nd Street. And then she actually worked in that building for another 10 years or so. But I just love that. I love these historic buildings. I believe this one is actually on, well, I'm sure it is. It's on the National Register for Historic Buildings. There are 2 historic buildings here on Central and 5th Street that I really wanted to share with you. The first is the Kimo Theater. It was built in 1927 and it was popular from basically the day it opened. It opened in September of 1927 and their first showing was a organ performance on an $18,000 Wurlitzer organ. Performances by Native American dancers and singers, and then there was also a movie that played. But from that very first showing, it has been a very popular, well-loved venue, theater. However, there's another interesting story, a sad story. In 1951, a little 6-year-old boy was watching a movie in this theater and a boiler exploded. The little boy's name was Bobby Darnall or Darnall, I'm not sure how it was pronounced, and 7 other people were injured, but Bobby was killed. And it has been said by many, many people that they have seen Bobby's spirit in the Kimo Theater since then. The Kimo Theater is counted as one of the most haunted buildings in New Mexico. Many people have seen him. The performers that perform there now actually leave gifts for this poor little boy on the stage. They will leave him candy and toys. There have been so many people who have said that they have seen his ghost either on the stage or on the stairs. What do you think? Do you believe in ghosts? Leave a comment below. Here is a little bit closer view of the Kimo. The building is built in the Pueblo Deco style, I believe is what it's called. It definitely has a very interesting history. The next building that I would like to share is the Bliss building here on the corner, just opposite the Kimo Theater actually. And it is currently the Lindy's Diner. It was built in 1929 and it was originally the Coney Island Diner until 1960 when it was renamed Lindy's Diner. This is a very popular diner on Route 66. It's actually counted as one of the oldest continuously operating diner on Route 66. I have eaten here a few times. It is decent. I cannot say it's my favorite, but it is decent. What makes it stand out is the atmosphere and the service. The people who own Lindy's currently run the diner very well. The service is great. Their pie is great. And one thing that they do have that I just absolutely love is their Greek salad. But that is another well-known, popular old building built, I believe the Bliss building was actually built in 1906, but the diner opened in 1929. That's another fascinating building. Alright, I am currently at 10th Street in Central, and I am heading to one of my favorite drive-ins along Route 66 that goes through Albuquerque. And there it is right there at 12th and Central, the Dog House. It is a very popular drive-in in Albuquerque, New Mexico. They have some of the best hot dogs. And I need to find a way to turn around and get back there. Here is a little better view of the front of the Dog House. At night, the sign actually lights up, and the wiener dog, there's a chain of lights that go up that look like sausages or hot dogs, and they light up and the dog's tail wags and it looks like he's eating hot dogs. Isn't that cool? I'm going to try and get a better view of the menu. Entrance is on this side. Let's see, dining room hours. Alright, my totals for 2 foot-long hot dogs, tots with chili, and 2 chocolate shakes with tip is $34.79. That is not too bad for 2 people for lunch. I think I forgot to mention that this Dog House was built in 1948, and it was originally at 10th Street and Central. When it was sold, the gentleman, after 2 years, I believe in 1967, actually moved the building down to where it is now at 12th Street and Central. It's as good as it's ever been from when I was a child to now, so I would definitely highly recommend, if you're driving through Albuquerque, New Mexico, that you stop and have lunch at the Dog House Drive-In. Alright, right, I'm going to leave this video here. I enjoyed bringing you along with me to show you some historic buildings on Route 66 in Albuquerque. I hope you enjoyed coming along with me. If you did, I really hope you would consider subscribing to my channel. I'm a senior trying to start a YouTube channel to supplement Social Security, which just doesn't pay us enough to survive. So this is fun and I enjoy it, so I'm hoping I can make a little extra money doing this. So please, again, consider subscribing, liking, and commenting on my videos. Thank you again. Choose kindness and stay safe.